You're watching KAPP Channel 35, Yakima. The News 35, 11 o'clock report.
An estimated 25% of registered voters cast their ballots in school and Yakima city elections today. Good evening, I'm Linda Schactler, and thanks for joining us. The result of the elections, Yakima residents have said no to a plan to change city government. With most of the precincts reporting in by news time, voters by about a 2-to-1 margin rejected a special election ballot proposal to replace the current city council manager style with a strong mayor-council form of government. In spite of tonight's loss, the organizer of the petition to change Yakima's charter says he plans to resubmit a modified proposal to voters again this fall.
Next step is to go back and form our steering committee on a broad base and probably do some rechanging of the structure, maybe reduce the number of council members.
I think it's an expensive way to take care of one man's ego, and I really hope that Larry and his group take a hard look at, he's made comment tonight, he's just going to regroup and run it again and again. I think the citizens are saying to him, that's really a poor use of the initiative system.
There are still more than 300 absentee ballots to be counted, but those ballots aren't expected to affect the outcome of the city charter election. Taking a look at results tonight, 2,043 yes votes for about 32% yes rating to 4,319 votes for about a 60% rejection of that ballot, and that is with all the precincts reporting in, as we mentioned, still about 300 absentee ballots out. County Auditor Betty Ingham, meantime, called voter turnout better than average, with 25.8% of registered voters in the city casting ballots. The Sunnyside School District got the levy it needed for school construction. The $400,000 bond issue passed with a more than 75% rate of approval. Superintendent Jack Middleton says the district is going to need all the support it can get as the district continues to expand.
A growing school district. We're up 117 students over last year. The Office of the State Superintendent of Public Instruction projects us at 4,000 students in 1990. We have just over 3,800 students right now. If we continue to grow as we are now beyond the 4,000 level, then down the road we'll have to look at an elementary school. But for right now and the projections we have right now, we should be able to live within the buildings that we have for an extended amount of time.
Now, the results from the Sunnyside school election, the election needed 992 votes just to validate. You can see the election easily validated, needed 595 votes to pass, again passing easily with 1,072 yes votes to 366 no votes. In Granger, meantime, Granger also managed to pass its school bond. It needed 174 votes to pass. It got 212 yes votes for about a 55% rate of approval. The bond will give the district $200,000 to fund roof repairs, maintain funds for an energy grant, and to purchase textbooks. It means about a $2.61 per $1,000 assessed value in terms of a property tax. So again, levy elections passing in both Granger and Sunnyside, with all precincts reporting in. It's also election night in Illinois. George Bush has won the Illinois Republican presidential primary. Bush received an early evening concession from Senator Bob Dole's campaign manager, but as the votes were being counted, Dole vowed to keep working in the primary states to come. ABC's Chris Bury has more.
George Bush scored a decisive victory tonight that puts him within reach of the Republican nomination. The main reason for Bush's win, according to ABC News exit polls, 3/4 of Illinois' Republicans want to stick with the Reagan course, and they favored Bush more than 2-to-1.
Who says nice guys finish last?
Well aware he was losing Illinois, Bob Dole told the Wisconsin legislature today he would stay in the race, at least through their primary next month.
Many might say, well, it's all over. But I haven't said it's all over.
Among Democrats, ABC News projected Senator Paul Simon the winner over fellow favorite son Jesse Jackson. Simon's projected victory breathes new life into his once comatose campaign.
I have been judged by those who know me best.
Jesse Jackson won 9 out of 10 black votes in Illinois, according to ABC exit polls, but Jackson did not make the kind of inroads among white voters that he did in the South on Super Tuesday. Governor Dukakis, Super Tuesday's frontrunner, conceded Illinois tonight back home in Boston.
We did what I think I can characterize as a respectable third. And now we go on to Michigan, and another very lively contest.
Illinois Democrats gave cold shoulders to the border state candidates Gore of Tennessee and Gebhardt of Missouri. So the Democrats are still far from settling on any candidate tonight, while George Bush is one giant step closer to the Republican nomination. Chris Bury, ABC News, Chicago.
And with about 74 or 75% of precincts reporting in, you see Bush with a big lead, 54% to Dole's 36%, and Robertson trailing in third place with about 7%. Bush in the Illinois primary picks up 65 delegates to the national convention. That's what the race is all about. Dole picks up 17 and none go to Robertson. Meantime, in the Democratic side of the primary in Illinois, Simon leads the pack. Of course, the senator from Illinois with 41% to Jackson's 33%, Dukakis trailing with 17. Dukakis picks up only one delegate, Jackson 29, and Simon so far 143. In Washington state politics, Republican Norm Malling announced his candidacy for governor today. Malling says the popular Booth Gardner is a nice guy, but inefficient when it comes to running the state. Although Malling is considered an underdog in the race, he says he'll hammer away at what he calls Gardner's lack of decisive leadership in Washington state government.
And the issue in the campaign is a failure of leadership and a failure to get the job done. And what I'm going to do is to put forth my record of accomplishment within the prosecutor's office, also in the legislative arena, up against Booth Gardner, and the voters will decide.
And Malling says that within a month he'll propose a tax reform program that will not include an income tax. He also promises a statewide crackdown on drugs and drug trafficking. County prosecutors today charged two men with first-degree premeditated murder in the shooting death of a Granger man Sunday night. 22-year-old Pedro Mendoza and 25-year-old Gene Dennis Robbins are suspected of killing one man and wounding another at a Willow Street apartment in Yakima. Bail for Mendoza and Robbins stands at $500,000 each. Trial is scheduled for May 4th. And two defendants in the Nikoloff murder case today made a preliminary appearance in Superior Court and were appointed attorneys. 17-year-old Russell Dwayne McNeil and Herbert A. Rice are accused of the January slaying of Mike and Dorothy Nikoloff in Parker.
Further arraignment, because that will not be set until they're officially declined. The hearing was held, but the order itself has not yet been entered by the court.
And that will happen today, then?
I would expect that would happen either today or tomorrow.
Okay. After that, does justice move swiftly after that point, then?
Well, then it would be within the regular time frames. Since they're both in custody, the trial date would have to be set within a 60-day period.
McNeil and Rice will be charged on 2 counts each of aggravated first-degree murder. Prosecutors predict that they will seek the death penalty in this case. Dwindling water resources across Washington state today prompted Governor Booth Gardner to order water conservation in state agencies. We'll have that story next. And parents are nose to nose with a developer over plans they say jeopardizes school kids' safety.
If you're setting out to buy a new family car and don't want to spend over $10,000, don't land on Toyota Camry. You'll be almost $1,000 short. And steer clear of Honda Accord unless you've got nearly $1,200 to spare, or an extra $1,300 for a Nissan Stanza. But on Subaru Avenue, you can buy a DL sedan or wagon in front wheel or four-wheel drive for under $10,000. So why take a chance on anything less than Subaru reliability? After all, buying a car is no game.
You're cordially invited to the event of the season, Mr. Strawberry Bunny's Black Tie Affair. 5 weekends of fun at the Yakima Mall. 4 fashion shows each weekend hosted by KAPP Television's meteorologist Mark Lee. Plus free pink 7-Up of these cuddly stuffed bunnies and many other surprises. Have your picture taken with Strawberry Bunny in his strawberry house. The fun starts this weekend and is sponsored by the Yakima Mall and KAPP Television. You don't want to miss Strawberry Bunny's Black Tie Affair. No RSVP necessary. We shop the world for you. We're the World Bazaar in the Yakima Mall. March 15th through the 20th, we're having a huge store-wide sale. Our entire inventory of baskets are 40 to 70% off. Handmade country items and select potpourri up to 50% off. All stuffed animals 60% off. Plus, we have wonderful Easter items in this white rocker, regularly $119, now only $79. During the World Bazaar store-wide sale in the lower level of the Yakima Mall, where we shop the world for you.
Governor Booth Gardner today signed an agreement with Oregon Governor Neil Goldschmidt to form a joint Hanford cleanup office. The agency is to work with both states' congressional delegations to secure funding for Hanford cleanup and to effect 3 immediate goals.
1, an objective to try to obtain $150 million in fiscal '89 for defense waste cleanup. Secondly, a firm commitment from Congress and U.S. DOE, Department of Energy, to finish the cleanup in 30 years. And third, direction from Congress to the Department of Energy to have a vitrification plant online by 1995.
Also today, the governor signed legislation to implement a 5-year experiment aimed at replacing traditional welfare with work and education. Gardner says that if the so-called Family Independence Program, called FIP for short, if it works, welfare recipients will be able to break the poverty cycle and become self-sufficient. Governor Booth Gardner had a busy day. He also ordered state agencies to curtail water use immediately and urged all water users to conserve water. The governor's Water Emergency Committee released its 1988 drought report, and as News 35's Jim Hazen reports, the water outlook for the state doesn't look good.
The water situation is bad enough this year that some valley irrigation districts started up early in order to use floodwaters from the Yakima River. Valley growers go on about their business, though, spraying trees and doing the necessary frost protection, but the concern over a possible drought continues to hang over their head.
We're putting in a little more trickle irrigation. Some fellows will do that to try to stretch whatever you've got.
Governor Booth Gardner released the findings from the Drought Action Program today, and the water situation statewide is bad enough that Governor Booth Gardner has ordered state agencies to curtail water use immediately.
So my message again is that which it has always been, which is that it's time for all of us to acknowledge that this is a major problem. It may be with us longer than just this year.
Besides conserving water, the Drought Action Program calls for initiating legislation that would help the valley's ag industry. One is easing the regulations to drill irrigation wells, and the DOE has initiated a bill worth $3.8 million that targets the money for the Kittitas Reclamation Project and the Rose Irrigation District. Both districts encountered water shortages last year. The action program also looks at asking for federal disaster funds in case something like that is needed. And while these steps will help out down the road, valley growers still wonder, how long will the water run in the valley's canals? In Yakima, Jim Hazen, News 35.
Irrigators aren't the only ones concerned about the lack of water this year. Managers of water and wastewater treatment plants traded conservation ideas today. Most seem to agree that making customers aware of the state's water shortage is one of the key elements to a conservation program.
They come up, and sessions like we have today on dealing with customers and customer service are definitely going to help as customers become concerned about those sorts of issues.
Water managers today also discussed new federal legislation requiring jurisdictions to follow strict rules in the management of drinking water. The Treetop Juice Company today announced a big deal with the Japanese. Japan's second largest vending company, Poca International, has contracted with Treetop for its seal plant to produce 2 million cases of juice drinks this year. Poca will distribute those Treetop apple juice products in Japan. And plans to build a retail center on 24th Avenue across from Ward's Plaza in Yakima may increase the convenience of shopping in the area, but it's also increasing tempers among parents at McClure Elementary School. The school lies right next door to the vacant lot where developer Mike Mercy plans to build a convenience store, a drugstore, and possibly a restaurant. Today, parents told the city council the project will make walking to school more dangerous for their children.
From the back side, from the 22nd Avenue side, since it encourages business travel on a local access street and one that is traveled daily by school children, I don't think it's appropriate.
I believe that this project has taken that into consideration and looked at that, and we've tried to minimize what impact that will have on children going down 22nd.
And at the end of the meeting, City Council approved the city examiner's request to rezone the property. The council says they will evaluate the effect the business has on the elementary school after the retail center is built. And Bob Romero is standing by with sports and some bad news for Sonics fans.
Oh, Sonics tonight had one really get away from them. Sonics suffered a disappointing loss in the land of the sun, and Mike Tyson let folks in Japan sit in on his sparring sessions.
Now's a good time to come over to your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Because now you can get from $600 to $1,000 customer cash on Mercury Cougar and Sable. Save over $1,600 on Sable, over $1,500 on Cougar, with customer cash and a popular equipment package. Or come on over for customer cash savings on Mercury Topaz and Mercury Tracer.
There's only one place to save on cars like these, your Lincoln Mercury dealer. Come on over.
It's springtime at Payless, and right now our store is blooming with bargains during our half-price super sale. Choose from a large assortment of picture frames, regular $2.99 to $15.99, now all half price. This lightweight 4-piece luggage set carries easily, now half priced for just $49.99. Don't miss this saving spectacular. Save 50% on hundreds of items you use every day, now during the Payless half-price super sale.
Well, to compare landmaster and tillage to controlling cheatgrass, in my opinion, landmaster is more effective. We found that by not tilling the ground, we have saved more moisture than we did tilling it. We've seen the benefits.
A tough night for the Sonics after leading by 20 in the first quarter. The Sonics got outscored by 41 the rest of the way to lose at Phoenix by 21 tonight. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Lakers playing at Portland against the Blazers. Lakers off and running early. Byron Scott with a dunk and no foul on the play. Magic Johnson still not playing for L.A., and the Blazers taking advantage of that. Watch a nice steal coming up here by Terry Porter. He goes down on the break and just flips it back to Jerome Kersey, who does the honors with a jam. Porter would eventually go on to score a career-high 33 points in this ballgame, but it was his passing that set the tone for the Blazers in the early going. Maurice Lucas outlets the ball to Porter. Watch as ahead to Clyde Drexler, the alley-oop, catches it and jams it in one motion, and the Blazers on their way to a victory over the Lakers, 112-95. In Chicago, Air Jordan flying high as well. Jordan here, though, with the assist underneath to Charles Oakley, who puts it up and in. Former Sonic Sam Vincent, traded just a few weeks ago, had a career-high 18 for Chicago as he drives a lane for 2 of those here. In the ball game, some fine defense played as well, but not in this case as Jordan watches with the left hand, throws it up and in. Jordan on his way to a 38-point night. Mark Price for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Watch a great play. Breaks us up. They had a big break going the other way. Instead, Brad Doherty gets the jam at the other end. And Cleveland looked like a lock for the playoffs, now having to struggle, and Chicago making it even tougher. Rookie Scottie Pippen gets the jam. The Chicago Bulls go on to win at 108-89 tonight, the final in that one. Elsewhere, the Lakers, as I mentioned, fall 112-95 to Portland. Seattle, a loser at Phoenix by 21. Boston knocks off Indiana by 6. Philadelphia falls at Atlanta. And elsewhere in the NBA, Milwaukee, a winner over Sacramento. As I mentioned, that Bulls victory over Cleveland. And one other NBA game tonight saw the Clippers fall at Houston as Hakeem Olajuwon and Purvis Short scored 30 points apiece. Seattle Mariners picked up a pair of wins in exhibition baseball. Steve Trout tossed 5 scoreless innings to lead a Mariners split squad past the Cubs 9-1. In afternoon action, Alvin Davis delivered a game-winning triple in the 10th to beat the Padres 5-4. Seattle improved its record to 8-4 in exhibition play. The Phoenix Cardinals equipment will leave St. Louis soon to travel to Cactus Country. NFL owners today approved the move of the football Cardinals to Phoenix. Bill Bedwell, the owner of the Cardinals, and Pete Rozelle came forward to announce that the team would be moving after getting the approval of NFL owners. Bidwell followed all the proper procedures and guidelines, and because of that, got unanimous support from those who were voting today.
After a presentation by the Finance Committee of the study that they had done and a full analysis of the entire situation in St. Louis and Phoenix, the member clubs voted 26 yes, 2 abstain, the Raiders and Miami, for the approval of the move.
We are going to write our fans in St. Louis. We will explain our position and thank them for their past support. They've been very good.
Apparently not good enough to stay there, though. Bidwell says that he will give to any future expansion franchise the names of season ticket holders that he had in St. Louis. Move will cost Bidwell. He must make an indemnity payment to the league. The amount has not yet been determined. NFL owners today also approved a 45-second clock for next season. Instead of teams getting 30 seconds from the time the ball is spotted to snap it for the next play, teams will receive 45 seconds from the time the whistle blows ending the previous play until they snap it for the next one. The Chicago Bears must decide whether they want to match a Redskins offer of $6 million over 5 years to All-Pro linebacker Wilbur Marshall, or let him go and take the Skins' top draft picks in '88 and '89 instead. Heavyweight champ Mike Tyson opened his workouts to the media and the public. Training for a title fight with Tony Tubbs, Tyson worked in seclusion until this week. Today, he let Japanese fans get a look. They will be fighting in the Dome Stadium in Japan that is just opening, a facility that seats 56,000. And Tyson crawled into the ring to spar with Oliver McCall. He would spar 6 rounds with McCall. McCall would say afterward that Tyson was sharp. He threw some great shots like that left. And he said they were good shots that really staggered him, landed, and he said the champ is in great shape, fine condition, and he's going to need to be, because if he does beat Tony Tubbs, about a month after that, he will fight Michael Spinks for the title. So, and then he has another fight about a month after that. So he does them about every 6 weeks. That's right.
In the Egg Dome. Is that right?
It's actually the Big Egg. Is what the Big Egg, yes.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Mark Lee says there's another cold night in store, but he says sunshine will return tomorrow. Mark is up next with your forecast. Stay with us.
Let Shopko bring a little brightness into your life with our White and Home sale. Save on Easy Care muslin sheet sets in all sizes, twin sets as low as $6.99. Add a touch of flair with these mini blinds in assorted sizes and colors, now a dazzling 30% off. And wrap up in the warmth of a soft comforter, twin size as low as $18.99. So bring home great style and big savings at Shopko's White and Home sale. Say hello to a good bargain at Shopko.
Get rid of cheatgrass in just one pass? That'll happen just about the time pigs grow wings. But with my cheatgrass gone, I could plant when I want to. Sure, when pigs grow wings.
Why till trip after trip before planting? Landmaster 2 herbicide at low rates with 1 seedbed tillage trip stops cheat and volunteer.
One pass with Landmaster got my cheatgrass. Kind of graceful, aren't they?
Landmaster 2 for better cheatgrass control in one pass.
If you're setting out to buy a new family car and don't want to spend over $10,000, don't land on Toyota Camry. You'll be almost 1,000 short. And steer clear of Honda Accord unless you've got nearly $1,200 to spare, or an extra $1,300 for a Nissan Stanza. But on Subaru Avenue, you can buy a DL sedan or wagon in front wheel or four-wheel drive for under $10,000. So why take a chance on anything less than Subaru reliability? After all, buying a car is no game.
Mark Lee's weather forecasts are certified by the National Weather Association.
For you weather trivia buffs, how many states set a record, a cold weather record last night?
Oh, that was good. 9 states.
Yeah,
just
it was
remember
a chilly night.
9 states did, and there was a record of over
40?
Yeah, 40 cities, over 3 dozen. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yeah.
And they'll do it again tonight, probably in the southeast, but the main news national weather-wise is switching over to the west, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But let's take a look outside. Right now, we'll show you that the skies are totally clear out there. A few high clouds earlier, the temperature at 29 degrees, humidity at 59%. The winds are barely moving from the southwest, or the west at 10 miles per hour. The pressure's on the rise. No rain today. High temperature 59, overnight low last night 37. And you can see that shapes up with the normals, 54 and 29 degrees. Let's take a look at some of the other temperatures across the state. Quite a bit cooler than last night, already down to 29 here in Yakima. 34 when you get around the Tri-Cities, 35 up in Spokane. Low temperatures tonight, probably running in the low to middle 20s here in Yakima. Some of the wind-protected areas down around 20, perhaps a degree or so colder than that. But rebounding tomorrow, highs tomorrow should be in the upper 50s, perhaps near 60 around Sunnyside top. In fact, Sunnyside, I think you'll be about 61 degrees in the lower 60s, continuing that lower valley. West side of the state, temperatures still in the 40s, except for Olympia at 37, set a record low temperature last night at 24, and they may do it again tonight. Their old record was 26 degrees, set back in 1971, and they're getting down there once again tonight. Clear skies across the entire state except for right about Wenatchee, a few low stratus clouds floating by, but that's about it. Freezing level in the Cascades, 5,000 feet. By Thursday, we'll see that freezing level rise to about 6,000 feet, and that's indicative of some warmer air that's beginning to edge into the state. Now, if you're going skiing tomorrow, looks like plenty of sunshine. Thursday and Friday looks like plenty of sunshine. But by the time Saturday comes along, we'll see a weak disturbance come in, probably give a little bit of snow this weekend to the Cascades. So it looks like some snow in store if you're going skiing. Bring your goggles, okay? Let's take a look in the Pacific Ocean, show you what's going on. High pressure still in control of our weather. You can see another storm out here, but it's falling apart. And the high pressure continues to bring a northerly airflow down on top of us, and that means cold overnight low temperatures, and should mean some pretty nice sunny days. So sunny days and cold nights is in store for the probably duration of the week until the weekend, when we'll see a little disturbance develop out here, and that should come on in and give us a chance for a few scattered mountain showers, but that's it. The rest of the nation, and the main action's been up around Marquette, Michigan, where they've been seeing tons of snow, folks. Started snowing Friday, and they had about 1 inch of snow Friday, received 11 inches Saturday, 11 inches on Sunday, 12 inches on Monday, and 4 inches today, 100 straight hours, and snow total over the 5 days, 38 inches of snow. Very, very unseasonably snowy up there. Also a cold air in the southeast. But tomorrow the main action is going to switch over to the west, where that storm's going to get organized, and they'll see heavy snows move into the Rockies and eventually on into Nebraska and parts of Kansas. Very heavy snows. Winter storm watches and warnings already posted over there. Tonight, clear and cold. Overnight low temperature about 23 degrees. Tomorrow morning, sunshine starting your day, 28 degrees at breakfast, 47 at lunchtime, and your high temperature topping off near 57 degrees, and northeast wind at 5 to 15. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday again. Overnight low temperatures on Thursday, a bit on the cool side, but you can see sunshine coming in, and a few more clouds for Saturday. That's a weak disturbance, and it may give a little bit of snow to the folks in the Cascades. But for us,
good news, though.
Yeah, it's good news, but for us, just plenty of sunshine.
All right, great. Thanks,
Okay.
Mark. When we come back, Washington State is one of the few states in the Union allowing a new procedure that combines test tube baby technology. We'll tell you about that when we come back.
At Frank Chevrolet, folks, we can make you feel better, renew your spirit, and save you money all at the same time with cars like this. An 83 Buick Skylark for just $29.75, or an 85 Chevy Trail Wagon for just $249 a month, an 85 GMC 4x4 for just $199 a month, and this beautiful little 83 Dodge Colt for just $14.75. The heartbeat of the Valley, Frank Chevrolet.
Of all the Japanese cars serviced by Amco dealers, half drive away not needing a new transmission. Luck? Skill. To spot the small problems that look like big ones takes experience, and lots of it. In fact, to find a transmission specialist who's fixed more Japanese cars than Amco, you'd probably have to take your car all the way to Japan. And they don't offer towing.
Amco, AA, MCO.
A Tacoma woman recently gave birth to her own nephews. It sounds unbelievable, but it's part of a new reproductive process, and Washington is one of the few states practicing it. The process is called host womb pregnancy. Children were conceived in a test tube, then the fertilized egg was transplanted into the uterus of the wife's sister. So even though the sister carried the children to term, she isn't the biological parent.
You know, it was a great experience. I know what it's going to be like in the future. I know what I'm going to feel like. I know how to everything, except that there is no, you know, strong emotional, like, I want them or anything. It's like, I'm just very happy it's all done and over with and everyone's happy.
Sally gave birth to 3 boys. One died at birth. Sally's sister was unable to have children, so her sister had them for her. Now the 2 boys are doing fine, and they're about 7 weeks old. So I see a whole new field of law opening up, probably.
And,
that's right. In the meantime, you have a special coming up on Saturday. Tell us about that.
That's right. Sports special called Tournament Triumphs. We'll look back at the Class A and AA state tournaments, 6:30 Saturday night.
Sounds good. That's our news for now. Join us tomorrow at 5:30. We'll see you then. Good night.
Good night.